meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everyone to the January 27, 2026 regular scheduled Portland City Council meeting in the Linda Hartlab Chambers at Portland City Hall. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silent reflection for those protecting us as we are.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. The clerk, please call the roll.
Beth Gilman.
Present.
Richard Morgan.
Present.
Norman Dapp.
Present.
Avery Robinson.
Present.
Kathy King. Here. Pat Hovis. Here. Jerry Trolley.
Present.
Thank you. Council, you previously received the January 13, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Madam President, make a motion that we approve January 13th meeting minutes.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Lewis. I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, second by Mrs. Boas, to approve the January 13, 2026 regular meeting minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. Motion carries. The minutes hereby adopted. The chair notes that certification has been made regarding compliance with the rules and notification of this meeting. We have no guest presentations, no public comments. Move on to executive officers' reports. Council, this evening, there are two new ordinances. You have ordinance 2-26, which will not be assigned to a committee, and it's 3 reads. We'll go full 3 reads. Ordinance 3-26, administration has asked that that be passed on its first reading due to the time-sensitive nature, and it will not go to committee. It is similar to ones that have been passed in previous years relating to the salt. Also, there's a liquor permit transfer for Slater's. Chief Scott has indicated that he has no objections. So if council so chooses, if someone would make a motion to waive a hearing, it's our right to a hearing. And I'd like to thank the street department, everyone, and everybody for everything they did to keep everyone safe these past cool weather weekend. So I didn't have to go anywhere, which was nice, but so that is all I have. And the mayor.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, members of council. I want to build on what President Sardi mentioned about the snow emergency. Again, would like to thank the City Service Department for doing what they had to do. Today they spent time on cemeteries, cleaning up where the cars had been parked on the street, what contractors pushed across public thoroughfares, and then sidewalks. They'll be continuing that again tomorrow, as well as doing a lot of work in the downtown area. So if you're traveling in the downtown area, be mindful that they'll be hauling out the piles of snow that are in the downtown area. Of course, they're filling the room tonight. I want to thank the first responders, police, fire, EMS for what they did. We heard police pushing cars out of snowbanks, and these guys responded to a whole bunch of stuff in the middle of all that chaos that we had fallen from the sky. Would like to also thank, during the snow emergency, we made arrangements with a variety of private parking lots so individuals could get their vehicles off the streets and allow the snow plows to do what they wanted to do. Want to thank Ottawa County Family Advocacy Center, the PC City Schools for opening up the lot on 5th Street by True Lake Stadium, Immaculate Conception Church, the Our Guest Inn and Suites, Gerner Wolf Walker Funeral Home, Bell's Tavern, PC Plaza, also known as Little Bassett's, for opening up their parking lot, and of course the citizens of Port Clinton for abiding by the snow emergency rules and removing their vehicles from the city streets. There were 25 citations issued for individuals that did not remove their cars from the city streets. Moving on, as you know, Mr. Sass has agreed to be the interim safety service director until the walleye drops again on December 31st. Trying like heck to well, you said you'd do it until that point, so.
I didn't think you were paying attention.
I just want to let council know that we have been working with a third-party HR department. They've been looking at revising our job description, which is done. They've putting the final touches on a job posting. We'll be posting that in early March, spending the entire month of March collecting applications, resumes. We have created an interview and review committee to look at those. The hope is to have interviews in the month of April, continue that, interviews in the month of April, late May, early June, offer that position to a potential candidate, and hopefully have them in position by the first part of July, if not sooner.
Yes!
Mr. Sass has agreed to stick around for a little bit longer in that transition. Council, earlier today I received an email from the Ottawa County EMA. They are having a seminar open to elected officials. I want to extend the invitation to all of you. It'll be on Wednesday, February 25th. There are 2 sessions, one from 5 to 6:30, the other from 7 to 8:30. You only need to attend one of those sessions. If you're so inclined, reach out to Ms. Chafee and she will get you registered. It's a free event. They're going to talk about everything EMA does, and at some point they'll give you a tour of the dispatch center at the Sheriff's Office. With that, Madam President, unless anyone has any questions, that concludes my report for this evening.
I have a question. Yes, thank you, Madam President. What sidewalks did they clean?
They do all the parks. I'm not sure which ones they actually
Okay,
got to. I did see that Veterans Park was done. I don't know if
makes
City
sense.
Park has been done.
The Key Bank Building.
Sidewalks in the cemeteries.
Okay, that makes sense. Also, by the way, I don't know whose idea it was, and maybe it's a common thing, but opening those parking lots, I thought that was well done. So, because sometimes you just don't have a place to put your cars, so thank you for that. That's all I have.
Thank you. I'm moving on to the auditor's report. Mr. Bueller?
Good evening, Madam President. Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Treasurer's reports.
Evening. For our short-term rental registration fees, these numbers are through the 20th of January. We collected $3,900. For our bed tax, $5,797.17, and dock tax still at 0 for the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Water.
I don't have anything specific tonight, Madam President, unless anyone has any questions about the ordinance we're requesting passed on first read. You can do that now or when it's time for the ordinances.
Thank you. Safety services, Mr. Sayers.
Got a couple things. The ordinance 3-26 has to do with cooperative purchasing agreement for salt with the state of Ohio. That will have no impact this winter season. And what that does is gets the city in line so they can be part of that cooperative purchasing program going into next year. So don't think that by doing this you're out of the woods as far as on the salt, because that's not the case. I heard on the news the other night that the mayor of New York bought 700 million pounds of salt for this last snowstorm that came through. And if I can do my math right, that's like 350,000 tons. So if you put 7 ton on a truck, that's about 50,000 truckloads of salt. That was just for the city of New York, and just this one go around. So there's going to be a salt shortage. It's not going to end by passing this ordinance. It's not going to end. What it will do is put the city in a better position going forward next year, next season, as far as to have salt available at a more reasonable price, because you're buying in volume. The revetment project's moving along. It won't be too long, I hope, until they get rid of the stoplights. Those things are a real challenge, especially for the guys plowing snow, getting around those things, and so hopefully they'll get that taken care of. I would encourage everyone to get their sidewalks cleaned off. It is a minor misdemeanor to, you're given 24 hours. I understand the cold and everything, but if a citizenry could make an effort to clean off the sidewalks, it helps make it safer for the kids walking to school and that type of thing. And also echo as far as, first of all, thank you all the first responders for being here tonight, showing your support, and also appreciate obviously the efforts of the street crew. Those guys put in some long days, and we appreciate what all they've done. And that's all I got. Anybody got anything for me?
Okay. Does Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Sack?
Oh, we do have an MOU signed with ODOT that we can get salt from their garage, their outpost down off Bay Shore Road. Now, the caveat to that is we have to pay them back, ton for ton. They probably want the salt rather than the cash. But so between now and the end of April, as we run salt, they have it available. We can go get it. We just have to keep track of it. And then and by the end of April, we have to ante up and come up with the salt. And it could be at whatever the market rate is by then. So, but there is an MOU that's been signed between the city and ODOT to that effect. So we will have a source for salt. But having said that, we're still very, very, very judicious in the use of salt because it's nothing but bad. It's not good for the environment. It's not good for the streets. It's not good for the cars. So there's nothing good about it other than it melts ice if it's not too cold like it is now. So we do have that in our favor. So, all right, thanks.
Thank you. Let's see, we have no city staff here this evening. Committee reports. Finance, Ms. Silvers?
Nothing tonight, Madam President.
Environment and Public Works, Mr. Torrance?
I will be setting up a opening committee meeting after this Tuesday, so I'll let you know with both emergency services and public works. So we'll try to be at least an hour long. Thank you. I'm sorry?
What was the date?
I didn't give you a date.
Okay.
Economic and Community Development, Ms. Gilman?
Thank you, Madam President. Since Jerry didn't pick this date, February 10th after council, we'll have our next meeting.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to correspondence. Under correspondence, we have Economic and Community Development Committee meeting from January 6, 2026. Also, we have the Department of Commerce Division of Liquor Control transfer of liquor permit from ASW Enterprise LLC, Slater's Food and Spirit, to FHL Resources LLC, Port Clinton DBA, Slater's Food and Spirits, address 1634 East Perry Street, Port Clinton, Ohio. Does council wish to take any action as to the correspondence this evening?
Madam President,
Mrs. Gilman?
I move we waive our right to a hearing in regards to Department of Commerce Division of Liquor Control transfer of liquor permit from ASW Enterprises LLC, Slater's Food and Spirits, to FHL Resources LLC, Port Clinton DBA, Slater's Food and Spirits, address 1634 East Perry Street, Port Clinton.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. King. Any discussion?
I have a question. Slater's is transferred to Slater's. I don't understand what this is.
Well, someone purchased Slater's. and we
Okay,
do-
so it's new. Okay.
But they kept the name as Slater's Food and Spirits.
Fair enough. Makes sense.
Does it make sense? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I have a motion by Mrs. Gilman, seconded by Mrs. King for the transfer of the liquor license. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Excuse me, Avery Robinson,
Yes.
Kathy King.
Yes.
Beth Gilman.
Yes.
Richard Morgan.
Yes.
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Carmen Dack.
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. Does council wish to take any further action as to the correspondence?
Madam President,
Mrs. Gilman?
I move we accept the correspondence as presented.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mrs. King. Any discussion? Okay, I have a motion by Mrs. Gilman, seconded by Mrs. King to accept the correspondence as listed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. Motion carries and the correspondence is hereby accepted. Move on to readings of ordinances and resolutions. We'll start with third readings. Would the clerk please read by title and summary only Resolution 26-1.
Resolution 26-1, a resolution pursuant to section 5705.19I of the Ohio Revised Code submitting to the electors of the city the question of a new 3.9 mil property tax levy for the purpose of providing and maintaining fire and EMS apparatus, the fire station, emergency equipment, emergency vehicles, supplies, and incidentals, communication, capital improvements, and for the payment of full-time, part-time, and paid volunteers personnel wages, benefits, and employer contribution required by section 742.34 of the Ohio Revised Code and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to Resolution 26-1?
Madam President,
Mr. Troy.
I'd like to make a motion that we retain the emergency clause in Resolution 26-2.
Thank you, Mrs. Hovis. Any discussion? We have a motion by Mr. Troy, seconded by Mrs. Hovis, to retain the emergency clause as to Resolution 26-1. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Carmen Dapp,
Yes.
Beth Gilman,
Yes.
Kathy King,
Yes.
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Avery Robinson.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried by a vote of 7-0. The emergency clause as to Resolution 26-1 is hereby retained. Does council wish to take any further action as to Resolution 26-1?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
make a motion that we approve Resolution 26-1, that we adopt Resolution 26-1.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you, Mrs. Hovis. Any discussion? We have a motion by Mr. Troy, seconded by Mrs. Hovis, to adopt Resolution 26-1. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Carmen Dapp,
Yes.
Beth Gilman,
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Kathy King.
Yes.
Avery Robinson.
Yes.
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Richard Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. Resolution 26-1 is hereby adopted.
Congratulations, guys.
I'll ask the clerk to take the proper measures to have everything delivered.
That'll be taken care of tomorrow evening after, by the time they close.
Thank you very much. Okay. Move on to second readings. Would the clerk please read by title only Resolution 26-2?
Resolution 26-2, a resolution authorizing sale of personal property by internet auction.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to Resolution 26-2? Seeing none, Resolution 26-2. Yeah, let's see when our next meeting is. We move to its third reading at our next regular scheduled council meeting on February 10th, 2026. Will the clerk, or we'll move on to first readings. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only, ordinance 2-26?
Ordinance number 2-26, an ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to enter into a dockage and wharf agreement with the Sassy Sal's Charter Service Incorporated and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 2-26? Seeing none, ordinance 2-26 will move to a second reading at the next regular scheduled council meeting on February 10th, 2026. Will the clerk please read by title and summary only, ordinance 3-26?
Ordinance number 3-26, an ordinance authorizing the City of Port Clinton to participate in an ODOT cooperative purchasing program, including the Winter Road Salt contract, and authorizing and directing the Director of Safety and Service to execute all necessary and required documents and agreements for participation in the purchasing program and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Does council wish to take any action as to ordinance 3-26?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
make a motion that we waive the 3 required readings of ordinance 3-26.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Any discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mr. Robinson, to waive the 3 required readings as to ordinance 3-26. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Kathy King,
Yes.
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Richard Morgan,
Yes.
Beth Gilman,
Yes.
Avery Robinson,
Yes.
and Carmen Dapp.
Yes. Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. The 3 required readings as to ordinance 3-26 are hereby waived. Does council wish to take any further action as to ordinance 3-26?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
make a motion to retain an emergency clause in ordinance 3-26.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Any discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mr. Robinson, to retain the emergency clause as to ordinance 3-26. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Beth Gilman.
Yes.
Carmen Dapp.
Yes.
Avery Robinson.
Yes.
Jerry Trolley.
Yes.
Kathy King.
Yes.
Richard Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. The emergency clause is hereby retained. Does council wish to take any further action as to ordinance 3-26?
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley.
make a motion that we adopt ordinance 3-26.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Any discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Trolley, seconded by Mr. Robinson, to adopt ordinance 3-26. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Beth Gilman.
Yes.
Richard Morgan.
Yes.
Carmen Daff.
Yes.
Avery Robinson.
Yep.
Kathy King.
Yes.
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Jerry Torella.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries by a vote of 7-0. Ordinance 3-26 is hereby adopted. We will move on to business room 4. Council, if you remember at the last council meeting, I gave you the proposed 2026 rules of the council. If council would so choose to pass those tonight, that would be appreciated so we can get them adopted.
Madam President,
Mr. Trolley?
I would like to make a motion that we adopt rules of council for 2026.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Any discussion? I have a motion by Mr. Troy, seconded by Mr. Robinson, to adopt the 2026 rules of council. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Jerry Torella.
Yes.
Pat Hovis.
Yes.
Kathy King.
Yes.
Avery Robinson.
Yes.
Carmen Daff.
Yes.
Richard Morgan.
Yes.
Beth Gilman.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries by a vote of 7-0. The 2026 rules of council is hereby adopted. I will appoint Mrs. Gilman as my president pro tem. And if the clerk could execute to get all the signatures and then give everyone a copy.
Yes, if everyone's stopped my desk prior to using them, one.
Thank you. Mr. Morgan?
I got nothing tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Robinson? Mr. Tolley?
I got a little bit of things. First off, thank you, Mr. Sass. Your crews did a heck of a job through this storm. Yeah, people have to realize salt's not gonna touch this ice and this temperatures at all. I mean, that really makes sense. Any word on Flip? I mean, have we gotten any new information since last?
Yeah, just recently we got a nice chunk of change, like $1.5 million for the roundabout on West Perry and Monroe Street. But don't hold your breath, it'll be probably 2028 till that takes place, but you know, it wasn't expected. ODOT kicked in a little extra change there. USDA's approved it, has made their approval.
which is the big one.
And that's big. So I know you've heard it for a long time. We're getting closer, you know, and I'm not gonna, at least at this point, venture any deep. But I really think this summer you'll see some work being done, streets being torn up, and of course that'll make folks happy too. So, but yeah, it's getting there. Believe me, but as many different funding streams as the city's using, and they get all of them to come together, and they all have their hoops to jump through, and their process that they analyze the applications. We're moving along well, and a huge amount of credit goes to Doug Nusser. He has been special projects coordinator, right? That's his title. But I mean, he has been a very valuable person in this whole process. So.
Absolutely. You know, everybody in this room understands that. I just wish our citizens understood what you guys have gone through, the headaches, the gray hair. Government shutdown, which shut down.
What hair?
Gray hair, where?
I wish it was gray.
You know, we had the government shutdown, which stopped the money stream, and that seems to be rolling back on. So I myself would like to congratulate the administration on the hardest project probably ever taken on Northern Ohio, I would imagine.
We hear that a lot from the different engineering folks. And early on in this game, one of the things I was told was, hey, once we start talking to other utilities like Spectrum, Verizon, Columbia Gas, so on and so forth, that's when you're going to see I say this all the time, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Mr. Sass, Mr. Newsom, and a few others met with some of those utilities today, and they're having meetings with them tomorrow to talk about the project and, hey, do you need to do anything in this area? So it's very exciting.
Mr. Trolley, a bit more granular, I've seen a communication from USDA to bond counsel for the city at Squire Patton Boggs asking for numerous documentation, including closing instructions for the sewer and water portion of the project, which is next. The last time that happened was right before they went to bid for the road portion last year. So When I saw that last week, I smiled a little bit. Felt bad.
I can imagine.
I screamed yes.
Yeah, I bet. And as far as the Safety Service Committee and the Public Works Committee, as I told my committee members, I'll set up a meeting with the chiefs, and police chief, and I'll send out a date. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Ennis? Nothing tonight, Madam President. Mrs. Nick? Nothing tonight. Mrs. Nick? Nothing tonight. Mrs. Good?
Madam President. I also wanted to thank the work that you guys have done ahead of these storms with the tree trimming and all that stuff that happens throughout the year. I didn't have power loss at my house, knock on wood, we don't have any with these cold temperatures. I was a little concerned that, I did knock it on wood, but all the work that's done ahead of time helps some of that, I don't think people realize. So, in keeping the streets clean and the emergency services and responders were out in this weather, we think about you guys a lot, so thank you very much for that. Nothing else.
Thank you. Seeing no further business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam President, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you, Mrs. King. I have a motion by Mr. Truller, seconded by Mrs. King to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Madam President,